Concassis IFLTV. Wow. Well, you went full on whatever, didn't you?
Because the mask is slipping. It's all bullshit. And you want to you're now accusing us of blocking the ambulance to let you go to hospital. You will see an apology from Chris Eubank Jr. soon, because that people don't even he don't even know that on the night there's a complete log from the paramedics, the ambulances, the British Boxing Board of Control about what happens. I mean, firstly, his contract's not even with Matchroom, it's with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Seller. But that's okay, and that's why I wanted to hear him repeat it up there. Because what he's trying to do is bluff the public. You know, all this thing about, oh yeah, you know, I've grannies and kids and what they did to me on the way. There was nothing. And that took it, for me, the mask slipped tonight. And as for not letting me just say a few words about Ricky Hearn, when he knew I was trying to talk about Ricky Hearn, honestly, I can't have this bloke. And that's why tonight, it was just different. It was different, and I don't like the whole victim playing all the time from Chris Eubank Jr. Oh, this happened, that happened. They never let Billy Joe Saunders in the dressing room to look at the gloves. You should be allowed to go in. They stopped him from going in. So, and also, like, I was really disgusted with what he did up there today.
What he said about the ambulance and basically saying that it was Matchroom or yourself that stopped this ambulance for 20 minutes from going. Were you aware? No, I'm just saying, were you aware? Yeah. Have you heard this before?
No, never. I'm looking at Frank Smith, who runs the entire show. He's looking there with total disgust. And it's Eubank saying, what are you going to do, sue me? Yeah. Because when you talk about my company like that and make accusations like that, you will pay. And I don't want to go all Frank Warren, but Frank Warren's right. You can't say things like that and try and convince the public about lies and bullshit about what happened. So that will be dealt with. The other stuff is like a constant, oh, the gloves had horsehair. The gloves are approved by the British Boxing Board of Control. They're Everlast gloves that dozens and dozens of fighters use every single week in the country. And if you don't understand boxing, or you don't actually have a brain, you're going to listen to this guy and start thinking that this is actually true. You know, my toenail fell off because I was so dehydrated. Fuck me, please, are we really going there? You know, he couldn't get his words out tonight. He couldn't even say parliamentary procedure, which is his stock line. The mask is slipping. And, you know, I don't mind the bullshit talking over me, but there's a couple of things up there that were just not right and not on. And you can say Eddie Hearn fumes in this title, because Eddie Hearn is fuming.
Let me ask you about the glove accusation, about it wasn't stipulated, about the horsehair. Yeah. So what was in the contract regarding the glove?
I didn't have a contract. Matchroom did not have a contract with Chris Eubank. Turkey Al-Sheikh and Seller had a contract with Chris Eubank. He moaned that he didn't want to fight a guy that had horsehair in his gloves. This is on the rules meeting. We know nothing about it, right? So now all of a sudden, oh, there's horsehair in the glove, I'm not fighting. Now apparently this is big. I don't have a contract with Chris Eubank Jr. But, you know, they allowed him to wear gloves. No, the board said, the board don't have an issue with a contract. The board follow the board's rules, which are a set of approved gloves, which the Everlast gloves are that. Right? I mean, so many other things. I mean, look, he's going to have a real problem with Robert Smith. He's called him a scumbag. He's called Robert Smith a scumbag. You know, honestly, this guy has zero respect for anything. For anything. And I hope people can see through it. Some will, some won't. But if you can't see them, I mean, that's a lot of what happened up there was just wrong. So listen, we go to work and we're in to win the fight. It's going to be different this time.
Last one, how disappointed were you wasn't properly allowed to plug your Netflix series?
I did, no, it worked well. Because Turkey Al-Sheikh said, I'm more popular than Chris Eubank Jr. because I've got my own Netflix show. And I told him he's got 6 episodes, 5 hours of binge watching that he can get in bed with his boxers on, you know. I won't say any more. Down in Brighton, have a little watch. It'd be a great night's viewing for him. Listen, I don't mind the backwards and forward and the banter. If you're straight up lying and making accusations like that, it'll be dealt with.
So you can take this further after this,
absolutely. Yeah? Listen, no, you can apologise and say you're wrong. You can do that. Or we'll see.
Eddie Hearn, thank you very much.